respect for him doing it this way.
Yeah, man, Khabib is a guy that when he says something, good or bad, he generally stays in that lane. And that's one of the things that makes him so special, right? Is that he's a man of his word. He's a man his faith means the world to him. His family means the world to him. And when he said he was retiring on that night and the reasons that he gave, it felt hard to believe that he would be convinced to come back. And I think it just shows once again, man, that when someone, especially a guy in his position, makes up his mind, nothing's going to change that. And I don't know if there's ever been a time where Dana's put that much pressure on someone and they've actually been able to stand firm. So all across the board, though, man, everything was done. I like I said, I feel like the UFC did what they needed to do. And Khabib just once again proves that he is just of a different breed than anything we've ever seen before.
So yeah, I'm more than happy to give a pick. Nick, what is going on, mate? The greatest heavyweight champion that the sport has ever seen. And you just write him off like that. The guy hasn't got a chance. Shame on you. Shame on you. No, listen, I agree with your assessment. Ngannou does essentially have one round to do it. The problem for Ngannou is experience, right?
Yeah.
Stipe definitely has the experience advantage, and you cannot buy that. It can only be earned. And again, since that first fight, he hasn't really gathered any experience, because you go out there. I mean, look at the fight against, was it Rosenstruik? He just went out there and just blitzed him, and that's essentially what he does with every single fight. And that's fantastic. That's a great confidence builder, but you're not learning any lessons. You're not getting put in bad positions. And again, it's another cliche. You only learn from your defeats, and that's true. But you also learn if you go a distance, if you go into the deep waters, if you will, and he hasn't had chance to do that. So that will impact him a little bit, because since then, maybe this confidence of knocking everybody out, maybe that affects your ability to get out of bed in the morning and go for a run. Maybe you don't push yourself as hard on the pads. Maybe you don't do 10 rounds of pad works and the drills and the circuit training, and you're pushing yourself so hard when you're running down the street going, because you're doing your sprints, because you don't need to, because I can just knock anybody out with one shot. You know what I'm saying? And if he has that mentality, he's going to lose this fight, because Stipe Miocic's been in there with him. He's beaten him. He knows what to do. And he can out-wrestle Ngannou all.
Does that fight go any differently if you talk less?
No, it goes different if I work more. It's if I don't know. It's like the Jacare fight. We did a good job of mentally getting in my head not to really turn my back and give him my back, so that way he could secure a choke, because you were worried about the offensive Jacare on the ground. As far as submission threats, and then you get into the Brunson fight, and it's like, last second we have the talk, and it's like, it's okay now to turn my back and give that up, versus the whole camp I was kind of doing a mindset of kind of like not giving that up anymore. I should have just turned. I should have turned. The threat of a choke is there, but it's like his jiu-jitsu is not that great. It's like I could have stood up each time and probably got back to fighting. I did it in the fourth and I did it in the fifth, but it's like, I don't know. Should have did it sooner. No excuses. I should have did what I was supposed to do sooner. I should have I should have worked more to getting my feet on the hips, pushing out and getting up. He did a good job of keeping his hips close, you know, staying chest to chest when he needed to. He did a very good job of smothering, you know, and it's like talking less would have been great. Talking more would have been worse, right? So talking works when it works. And when it doesn't work, you know, I'm the bad guy. So that's the hard part about being who I am and how I fight, you know, and doing the things that I do. It's great when it's great. And when it's bad, oh my gosh, it's the worst thing in the world. So, you know, and so you can be the biggest idiot in the world, or you can be a genius, and that's borderline of it.